Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Greg with Idea Trading Ideas, and today is June 4th, 2021. As you can see, we have our Wall Street Bets page up on Reddit, and we're talking about NOK, right? And whether or not we're going to be seeing a short squeeze happen in the near future. So, they say right here some points to ponder. NOK historically a stable stock around $4 to $5 range for the past 5 years. So it's been in that $4 to $5 price range for the last 5 years, currently trading in the mid fives. The chief financial officer of NOK has recently just purchased 152,000 shares of Nokia stock on May 31st. It's averaging above 100 million shares of the past days. Backlash of US and Europe on Huawei, causing more focus and reliance on Nokia. Basically telling you to Google it for more information. Ericsson, a big competitor of Nokia, to pay $97 million to Nokia after settling damages in court. Has rode the short squeeze train before in the past with AMC and GME. Obviously, that's pretty much proof that this can happen again. And it said as of May 14, Nokia had 33.28 million shares held for short as opposed to 28.23 million shares held for short on April 2015, right? So the increase of short, basically the shorts increased in volume. And then it says, looking at the chart for yourself, it has been bubbling and slowly rising. Other stocks have shown similar patterns before they take off, right? So they think there's a possibility this thing could take off. Now let's go to the comments, pretty much see what people are saying. This person put a comment out about 4 hours ago, and this person says, no short squeeze here, boys. This is actually a long-term play, and believe me when I tell you, it's totally worth it. More than 160 contracts in the past 2 years alone. License fees are starting to accumulate on the balance sheet, and above all, absolute superiority in software development for 5G. Those guys are massively undervalued, right? Please understand that the 5G industry will be the main backbone of the fourth industrial revolution. I'm talking about more than $1 trillion of investments, services, and maintenance equipment, and tons of new commercial products, all dependent on the 5G technology, of which NOK is the leader. With the current valuations of $31.4 billion, this is at least 2 to 1 undervalued. Keep researching. I just scratched the top of the iceberg. The more you read about it, the more you become one of us, a true believer. And as you kind of get down, you see Nokia's long-term investment, huge growth potential. NOK is the next AMC and GME. Buckle up. This person says, I'm in have joined the train, and I'm actually buying calls, dips, and just so on and so forth, man. You have so many different people talking about NOK and their price targets, so on and so forth, right? And 10,050 shares in at 461. Institutional investors will buy once dividends resume, so on and so forth, right? So a lot of people talking about NOK. We're going to kind of push forward right now and take a look at Benzinga and what they're saying. And it says Nokia stock pops over big resistance. It's short squeeze next. As we scroll down, it basically talks about how Nokia has pumped up about 20 separate news releases in the past month, and that the company has also been the successful target of a short squeeze in the past, right? So they're a telecommunications equipment vendor, and they talk about, GMC and AMC being along with them being targeted. Then we talk about how the price of Nokia skyrocketed 106% on January 27th and fell back down the next day, January 28th, right? And it says over the past month, Nokia stock has been creeping up, and the traders may be wondering if another short squeeze is in the cards. As you scroll down, as of May 14th, Nokia has 333.28 million shares held short, as opposed to the 28.23 million shares held short on April 15th. What is a short squeeze, right? So what does it mean? A short squeeze generally occurs when a massive amount of buying pressure in both common shares and call options suddenly pushes prices higher. Institutions holding short positions on the stock become nervous, decide to cut their losses, and exit their positions, causing the price of the stock to shoot up further quickly. Stocks that make good short squeeze candidates have a large percentage of their total shares held in short positions, right? And it's pretty much telling you how this thing works, right? What is a short squeeze, how it works, so on and so forth, right? So as we scroll down, it talks about the Nokia chart on the 25th, January 25th, 2 days before Nokia colossal squeeze, huge bullish volume entered the stock, right? So we had a big volume of bullish momentum entering into the stock back in January 25th. Although Nokia volume has increased in the last 2 trading days, it has yet to see a volume bar equal to what occurred prior to the last big squeeze, although that could change over the course of Friday. So obviously Friday is here, nothing's happened. And it says on Friday morning, Nokia gapped up over resistance at 515 and began to consolidate at the lower time frames. The move over 515 is only the second time Nokia stock has breached the resistance level since October 2019, and there is no further resistance above in the form of recent price history until its January 27th closing price of $6.55, right? It goes in talking about 21-day exponential moving averages, so on and so forth. You can look that stuff up yourself, pretty much see what they have going on, more information. So just look that up, and we're going to move forward to our TradingView platform. Nokia Corporation, NOK is the ticker symbol. At close today, it was 548, and it lost 1 cent. It went down to 547, lost 1 cent for the day, or negative 0.18%. As we scroll down, we have overview, ideas, technicals, and financials. We obviously can take a look at that. Ideas, technicals have it as a buy. You look at their financials if you want to, valuation, price history, dividends, margins, balance sheet, income statement, operating matrix, right? We have the top authors talking about Nokia, and what we're going to do is click real quick on ideas. We want to view some ideas just real quick. We have one person right here, NOK Leaps Call 17, January 20th, 2023. So they have a Leaps Call option in that's not going to expire till January 20th, 2023, and they're long for this, right? Moving on to the next person, same thing, they're long with a price target of about $31.99. Another person is long in theirs, and this person is saying stonks only go up, so they're going to have a long position on theirs as well. Tight fibs long, sky is the limit long. So all these people are believing, and they're taking the position of being in NOK for the long haul, right? That the price is going to go up and make them some money. What we're going to do is click on trade now, which will give you this window. And as you can see, I'm on the weekly chart, right? So on my weekly chart, I like to mock up support and resistance lines. The red lines being my resistance and the blue lines being my support. And because this is the weekly chart, I like to set these lines up at the 52-week highs and the 52-week lows. And then what I do is I go back in time and mock them up all together, right? And so we have the history of Nokia. I pretty much just stopped at 2016. As you can see, we had a high of Nokia at about 757 or 756 back in 2016, and a low at around $4.02. We go over here to 2017. We had a high at about maybe 667, and a low at about 450-ish. We go over to 2018, and we have a high at about 642-ish, and a low at about 468. Moving over into 2019, and I'll kind of open it up so I can get a better view. 2019, low of about 660, a high of about 665, and bringing it down, a low of about 334. Then we go over to 2020. Obviously, the pandemic happened right around this area. We see it drop all the way down. We have a low of about 234 and a high, which is right around 514, right? Now we move into 2021. I'm going to make this smaller, and we can see that this is when 2021 started. We go up a little bit, short squeeze happened, and it just shoots up, boom, to about $9.79. Now, because this is the weekly chart, and I'll open it back up, we see that in the weekly chart, it shot up and then it went right back down in that same week, right? And then it went up just a little bit more, and then by the end of the next week, it was lower, and it just crept down lower. I'll move it up some so you can see. Crept down lower, and the lowest point was about 374. Kind of went sideways, back and forth, choppy, before shooting back up a little bit on the 26th of April, or that week of. And as you can see, it's been moving forward ever since, right? So slowly but surely moving ahead, right? So what do we think about Nokia? So what I'm going to do real quick is grab my arrows and pretty much say what I think could happen to Nokia. So as of right now, we know it kind of went back down. I believe we may see it move down just a little bit, and I'll change the arrow to red. So I believe we possibly may see it drop down just a little bit, and we'll try to move it around. Boom, something like that. And then we'll get another arrow, and I believe we'll see it go a little higher, you know, maybe around this range. Green arrow, and try to make it a little better for you. So we'll move back, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we're looking at the highs, right? So this will be the next high area. So for a resistance, right? So right around that area, 594, that'll be another resistance area. And then maybe around that, we may see it drop back down shortly. Like that. We'll turn that red again. And then we'll come back with another line. And then from this area, I feel like we'll go up. Green, right? So down for a minute, hitting that 514 resistance line is acting as a support right now. Up to this area, which is a short-term resistance right around here. Actually all throughout here, short-term resistance before falling back down slightly to this area where we're at this week before it closed out, and then bouncing off and heading back up towards the $6.42 range. Now, once it hits that $6.42 range, I believe we're probably going to bounce off and head back down. There's going to be probably the high for this year, unless a short squeeze actually occurs, and then we'll see this thing skyrocket. We'll see it skyrocket. So what happens if they do a short squeeze somewhere around here? We're definitely going to see it travel up and go way higher than 979. Anyway, hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just things that I do with my own money. And once again, hey man, do your research, learn as much as you can about these different stocks that you're gonna possibly be entering into. And remember, man, have a great day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. Have a good one. Bye.